for everybody coming out today. What a chilly day out here and enjoying this beautiful Minnesota weather.
Viking weather!
Viking weather, absolutely. You probably heard a little bit about the legislation that I'm going to be proposing this session, and it has to do with dedicating money through the Minnesota State Constitution from a racino to racinos at Canterbury Park and at Running Aces. We'd be putting slots in at both facilities and taking those proceeds to build a Viking stadium. So what the bill actually is, it's a constitutional amendment. It lets the people decide on whether you want this to happen or not. You want to let these two horse racing tracks have slot machines at their facilities, tax the profits from those slot machines, and then take those taxes to pay off the debt service on building a new Viking stadium. That's basically what the bill does, and it lets you decide whether that's going to happen. Folks, we all know what we heard yesterday about the deficit at the state of Minnesota. We're in debt, $1 billion, $1.2 billion just for the remainder of this biennium. Just for the remainder of the biennium. We don't have any money at the state level to put towards the stadium. Unfortunately, this should have been addressed, 10 years ago, 5 years ago. When we did the Gopher Stadium, when we did the Twin Stadium, we should have addressed this issue also, and we didn't. Now we're out of time. It's got to be in the 2010 session that we address this issue. We've got to do it now. And there's no money. Absolutely, we've got to do it now, and there's no money. There's no money. We're in debt. We've got to do it now, and this is the only way. No one else has showed me anything else that's going to raise enough money to get this done. Now, this is not new taxes. It's not a new sales tax. It's not a new general tax. It's not a property tax. It's not income tax. It's a voluntary tax. If you don't want to play the slot machines and contribute to a new Viking stadium, don't go to the two racetracks and play the slot machines. It's as simple as that. And folks are going to do it. We know that from other states, there's 12 other states that have casinos in their states. And the one with the smallest amount of money coming into the state is about $50.8 million. $50.8 million from one casino, and that's one of the smallest ones in the whole nation. So we know that if we have two racinos in the state of Minnesota, it's going to provide enough money to pay the debt service, which we need approximately $50 million a year to pay the debt service on a new stadium at about $1 billion, if that's what it's going to be. So we know that it's going to be enough revenue. All we have to do is have the Minnesota House and the Minnesota Senate pass this bill and put it on the 2010 ballot. That's all it requires. So we need your help to get it done. We need the citizens of the state of Minnesota to contact their legislators to get this done. And putting the pressure on those legislators is the only way it's going to happen. It's the only way it can happen. Because we've already heard from a number of the key legislators that chair a lot of these committees and the Speaker of the Minnesota House that these bills aren't going to go anywhere. We already heard that back in October when I first had my first press conference on this issue. That's what the Speaker of the House said, that these bills are not going anywhere. These stadium bills are like a truck spinning its wheels on ice. They're not going anywhere. That's what she said. Now, I'm going to have a meeting with the Speaker tomorrow. She announced that she's going to have this blue ribbon panel, purple ribbon panel to discuss this issue. And no one knows what this purple ribbon panel is about, or who it's going to entail, or who's going to be involved in this purple ribbon panel. But we're going to find out tomorrow. So I've got a meeting with the Speaker tomorrow to talk to her about that. But this is the attitude that these folks down here have on this issue. I know there's health care, and I know there's education, and I know we're in debt, and there's a lot of other issues. But my constituents are calling me and emailing me on this issue. They're concerned about the Vikings, and they're going to be leaving after the 2011 season if we don't do something now. There's no money, folks, and we need your help to do it. It's going to require the citizens of Minnesota to start emailing and calling their legislators. And you can start now, but when you really need to put the pressure on is when session starts in February. The beginning of February, when session starts, start calling organize yourselves, get calling going, get emailing going, and contact every single one of them, especially the chairman of the committees that the bill's going to have to go through, the Commerce Committee, and the Speaker of the House, and the Majority Leader. They're the ones that are going to have to be contacted, and also the Majority Leader in the Senate. Those are the people that you have to get in touch with. But enjoy the cold weather. Thanks for coming out. It's a great crowd. I'm going to be here for you. We're going to be pushing it every single day. We're working on it every single day right now, trying to contact the people, trying to organize it. We'll be there for you. What do you guys have to think about that? Woo! Pretty convincing statements, pretty powerful stuff. But those are the kind of ideas that we need to be talking about. And the only way that happens is when our legislature sits down and talks with the Minnesota Vikings. So continue, as you said, to send your emails, your calls, because slowly word is spreading around the legislature. Just today, I got 5 emails from different reps talking about how they are changing their mind. They're starting to come around on this. They want to explore options. And the biggest way to do that is to let them know that their fans, their constituents, and the citizens of Minnesota are behind them. So please continue to do that.